to tell us how they had to be fair to each other.
Mrs. Clemens came to me last year and asked me to do this play with her called The Mitten. And she gave me all the information and I didn't think I really had time, and so we didn't do it. And then she came to me this year and she said, "You want to do that play, Mrs. Christopher?" And I said, "Sure, Mrs. Clemens, we'll do this play together." And it turned out to be a lot of work, didn't it, boys and girls? Yes. And a lot of character traits were involved. We were working really hard and practicing. We were persevering. We had to cooperate really well together, didn't we? Yeah. But when we talk about fairness, there were a couple different things that came up. One of the things we thought about was we have different parts in the play, and every single person has a very important part. If we had left anyone out, I don't think that would have been very fair, do you think? No, so we made sure that everyone had a really important part. We also tried out for our parts. Some people didn't want to be singing into a microphone. It was a little scary. So they didn't try out for those parts. Other people wanted to, so we tried out and we had auditions for the parts. One of the other things was Mrs. Clemens and I had to decide what we were going to do. We each have an important part too. I didn't take one part and leave Mrs. Clemens out in the cold. She has her own part to do as well. So everyone has a part in the play today. And the other thing that we wanted to mention also is that there were some parents who couldn't be here the first time we did it. We did it for parents. And I know of 3 parents who couldn't be here. They absolutely couldn't be here, as well as Sarah was away on a trip, and she couldn't be here to do it. So we thought it would be only fair to do it one more time so that those parents who weren't here could see it, and also Sarah could do it with us. Okay? Thank you. Once upon a time, there was a little girl named Nikki that lived with her grandmother and grandfather in the woods. Nikki's grandmother, whom she called Baba, used to knit her sweaters and socks and other clothing. One day, Nikki asked Baba to make her some brand new mittens that were white like the snow. So she said, Baba was happy to make Nikki a pair of mittens, but she did not think white was a good choice for a color. She was afraid that Nikki would lose them in the snow and wouldn't be able to find them again. So Baba and her grandfather said, But in the end, of course, Nikki got her way. Baba did make her a new pair of mittens that was pure white. So Baba gave her the mittens, and Nikki ran out to play in the snow. Sure enough, just as Baba had said, she soon dropped one of her mittens. Nikki walked away from it and never even noticed that it was missing. She was just too excited about the beautiful, sparkling snow. And the snowflakes were falling all around. Now it was very cold outside. By and by along came 2 rabbits and a raccoon. They were very cold, and when they saw that mitten, they thought it would make a nice warm home. So they crawled into the mitten together to stay warm. Soon along came a wolf, a fox, and a lion. They saw that warm white mitten and they decided it would make a nice warm home. So they asked the rabbits and raccoons to let them in. But the rabbits and the raccoon did not think there was room enough for any more animals in the mitten, and they said, well, the rabbits and the raccoon did not want to share the mitten, but when they saw those big teeth, they moved over. So the wolf, the fox, and the lion climbed inside, and the mitten was stretched out just about as far as it could go. Soon along came a bear that was out for a walk in the woods. He was very cold, and when he saw that warm mitten, he wanted in too. Well, the mitten was really very crowded by now, and the animals knew it couldn't possibly hold much more. So they said, well, the rabbits, the raccoon, the fox, the lion, and the wolf didn't think that there would be room for a bear. But when they saw those claws and teeth, they knew they had to make room somehow. So the bear went inside the mitten. The mitten was pulled and stretched to many times its size. Steam rose from the mitten as the animals huddled together inside. But still, Baba's good knitting held fast. By and by along came a mouse. He was just a very small mouse, and he was very cold. When he saw that warm mitten, he wanted to get inside too. So he said, the animals did not want to let anyone else in, so they said, the poor little mouse just shivered and stared at them sadly. The animals looked at that little tiny mouse and just rolled their eyes. The bear looked at the wolf looked at the fox looked at the lion looked at the raccoon looked at all the rabbits. Then they all let out a heavy sigh and moved over just enough to let the mouse squeeze in. And then something happened. And so that was the end of Nikki's mitten. When she went home that night, she had to tell Baba that she had lost it, just as she said. And of course, she never did find it again.
Boys and girls, wasn't that awesome? Give them another big round of applause. That was great. Big, big, big. Very nice job. Could you tell, boys and girls, they had to put a lot of work into that, didn't they? Lots and lots of work. Do you think that they had to really cooperate and be fair to each other? Definitely. And you guys were very fair to them. You were a great audience. So give yourselves one more big round of applause. Nice job.
Please join us in singing our alma mater.